on the streets. Once, I had a job, a bed, people who returned my calls. But life hit me harder than I expected. One missed paycheck, then another, and just like that, I was evicted, unemployed, and erased from the world of people who used to say they cared. I became invisible, just another body pressed against cold brick in a city that moved too fast to look down. That morning was colder than most. I sat cross-legged with a cardboard sign that simply read, "Trying." A kind woman gave me a coffee. No words, just warmth, and for a moment, I held it like gold. That's when he appeared. Shiny suit, polished shoes, walking like the sidewalk belonged to him. I looked up, hoping for even a flicker of human decency. Instead, he locked eyes with me and said, "Get a job, loser." Then he spit in my coffee. The liquid ran over my hands, and I just stared at it. I didn't flinch. I didn't cry. But something in me cracked. Not a break, a spark. It didn't destroy me. It woke something up. That fire carried me to a public restroom where I scrubbed my hands under cold water and whispered, "You're not nothing. Not yet." That's when an older man walked in, tired face, wore an apron, and asked, "You all right, kid?" I told him my story. He didn't look away. He handed me a card and said, "Show up tomorrow." I did. First on dishes, then on the line. I cooked like my life depended on it. Because it did. I came early, left late, poured my childhood recipes into every plate. Customers noticed. Critics noticed. And eventually an investor noticed. I opened my first restaurant and called it Revival. Because that's what it was. A second life, built on grit and hunger and quiet fire. Then one night, he walked in. The same man, same suit, same ego, demanding a table, yelling at the hostess. He didn't recognize me, but I remembered every detail of his face. I walked up and said, "You're the guy who spit in my coffee." His smirk disappeared. I added, "I own this place, and I don't serve people like you. Get out." The whole restaurant froze. He tried to laugh. No one did. I stood tall. No longer the person he spit on, but the man who had risen. And he left humiliated. Someone filmed it. It went viral. Headlines blared. Homeless chef kicks out CEO who once mocked him. His stock tanked. My reservations filled for 6 months. And as I stood in the kitchen that night, hands steady over the flame, I felt it. Not bitterness, but closure. Not revenge, but reckoning. This is my payback. Not because I hurt him, but because I became someone no one could ignore again. I'm not angry, but I'll never forget. That moment lives in me, not as a wound, but as a reminder. I was stepped on, spat on, counted out, and still I rose. I am not a victim, not a statistic, not a ghost in a doorway. I am the chef, the founder, the flame, and no man in a suit will ever steal that from me again.